RHOC is looking a lot like the Real Housewives of the OR. Boobs, vasectomies, cancer, colonics. We're talking all about it right here on Season 12, Episode 13, Real Housewives of OC.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, AfterBuzzers. We're here to help mend Vicki's broken heart.
Yes, we are.
With being shady, of course. Talking about the Real Housewives of OC, Don't Rock the Boat, and there's three of us here tonight. And we're listening to a new song off of Fergie's album.
Enchanté.
I like it.
Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, it's a feel-good song, you know?
Wait, Kendall Jenner's in it?
She's the whole video.
Stop.
She's amazing.
What?
Yes.
I need to check this out.
You guys should
after
check it
the
out.
Show.
Yeah, definitely. We want to keep things upbeat and positive. You know, it's been a tough couple of hours and days here in the U.S., so let's talk about some madness going on in OC. I'm your host. It's at Grant. What am I at? It's Grant's Rants on Twitter and on my podcast, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk.
Hey guys, I'm Thomas Orlina. I just want to promote my YouTube show, Your Time with Thomas. It's a very fun show. I take you throughout Los Angeles. I share my coming out story. There's so much in this show, so make sure to check it out on YouTube after our after show.
Hey guys, I'm Lian Castillo. You can find me on all social media platforms at Hollywood Lian. Let us distract you today with the petty lives of the housewives.
Yes. A good transition. Let's talk about this boat trip. Everyone's getting ready. Dico can't show off his Louboutins enough or whatever. Are they Louboutins or are they Louis Vuittons?
No, they're Louboutins.
Louboutins.
Okay, that's
Or
so
Le
men.
Bouton, if you want to be fancy.
Le Bouton for the men.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's
And
what
they
it is.
weren't the prettiest out of all of them that I've seen. I don't know if I'd pay $5,000 for those.
Yeah, I
They
like
were
to be in a
hideous.
boat.
Yeah, they were white, right?
They were like cream colored with some really weird graphic on them.
What was that graphic? Was it a crest? What was it? The
I don't
logo? What
know.
was it? I thought it was like a man with a hat.
People buy it for the red bottoms.
Yeah,
you know,
the red
clearly.
bottoms.
Yeah.
I would love to get them in black, because then I would never have to get them dirty, you know? Maybe put some spikes on them.
I don't know. I just couldn't handle the fact that they made them take their shoes off. What is this? We've all seen that Sex in the City episode. You just don't take off your shoes at parties.
I don't deal with anyone with bare feet. I've said this on this show before. I hate those parties where there's kids running around with no shoes on up and down slides.
Yeah.
I don't like anyone walking around in bare feet.
I don't think anybody wants to see my feet. Ooh.
It's very uncomfortable. I don't enjoy walking around my own house in bare feet. So I mean, to walk around this party, I would feel so uncomfortable. Well, why? Why do you? It's a beautiful boat. Why do you have to walk around
Yeah.
with bare feet? What's the idea?
And rich people are judgmental, so you know everyone's going to be judging your pedicure.
And I'd be judging the boat, because you know when you walk around with that bare feet and you lift up your feet, and if it's dirty or black like that, you know that you're not in a clean environment.
So was it for safety? Is that what Lydia said?
I don't know.
I don't know what it
Because
was
some
for.
people, I felt like some people were prepared because Shannon showed up in like house slippers. So if they were to provide you with slippers, if they wanted to be extra fancy and say you can't bring shoes, Lydia should have had some like house shoes or something.
Much like Heather Dubrow when they went for that house tour when it was down to
Might
the
as well.
studs.
I'm not taking off my shoes. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Especially if I paid $5,000 for them. You're all going to see them.
Do you take your shoes off when you go to people's houses? Because I hate that.
Okay, you're not gonna like this, but when people come to my house, they already know they have to take off their
Yeah.
shoes. But like, I'm
I
just
respect it.
particular.
I respect
Yeah, it's
that.
an Asian thing as well. Like,
Right.
it's like a traditional
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's not the greatest. Like, if I have a lot of people over, I'll have like people will wear their shoes. I won't be that extra.
Really? I would
Yeah.
think it's the exact opposite. I'd be like,
No,
there's too
because
many of
this-
y'all. Take off your shoes.
No, because then it just turns into like a
shoe
shoe.
pile.
Yeah, it turns into like the mall.
Exactly. And there's nothing I
Shoe
know.
store.
I walked into a party once, and there were like, I would say there were about maybe like 70 people there, and they all took their shoes off, and they were just all thrown. It was the first thing you saw when you walked in, and it was too bad because the whole party was themed and nice. They had neon lights and things like
Oh,
that.
wow.
And it was like the first thing you saw, all these people's used dirty shoes. So no, I think if you're gonna put an
Yeah.
outfit together, you want to look the whole thing, especially if you're paying $5K to walk around in boat
Exactly.
shoes.
This is an outfit. You need to check it out from head to toe.
Yeah. So with that, we've discussed footwear. What else can we say? So
We never give the food credit because the food looked amazing.
my
like every
God,
housewife
yes.
party that we ever see, like we don't ever talk about it because it's just like, oh, it's food. But like the catering looked really good at this party.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost at every party.
Actually, the food throughout the entire episode, which we'll get to later, but even Shannon's shrimps, they
know.
look good.
the shrimp.
I'm
and
we
hungry.
love food here.
Yeah, can you guys send us some over at AfterBuzz? We love food. Talk about it.
So Jimmy caught up with Doug, and both these men are this current point in time, they both have vasectomies. This one's Doug's getting ready to go in, and they both talked about saving sperm, which was like an odd moment. He's like, basically, he told Jimmy like, I got off earlier, like for the last time ever.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
That's
it's
basically
guy
what
talk.
happened.
I guess it's like a relatability factor because we did see that Jimmy talked briefly about it last season. So what else are you going to talk about at this
People
balls
talk about
voyage
it.
party?
People talk about it. We've
Yeah.
talked about it. Have we talked about it?
Common
I don't know,
thing.
but it's interesting because Jimmy didn't seem very encouraging. Like, oh, because like the other one, Doug was going, oh, I've heard some horror stories. Some people say it goes fine. Like, I don't know what
That's
I'm really in
Jim,
for.
though.
And Jim's like, yeah, I did it. But
You
he's
know
not like,
Jim.
he could speak to his experience. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
just Jim doesn't care.
I guess.
It's kind of
I
like
don't know.
monotone.
I would have a huge problem getting this done. I really would.
I would be
wouldn't want that done.
terrified. I'm terrified of the doctor in general, and then you're gonna go near there. Oh no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, no.
If you're gonna go near there, I'm gonna have some fun. I don't want to leave in pain or anything.
Yeah, it looked pretty painless though, but we'll get there, right?
Yeah. In case if anyone was wondering, Megan and Lydia, they haven't seen each other since that hormonal hike. I forgot. Because I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
How
what a
is that
great
true,
flashback.
though? Because didn't they get together at that, the Drag King bingo? Or was that before the hike?
It doesn't matter.
No, that
the
was
point
before
was it was
the
funny.
hike because remember she was siding with
Oh,
that time.
Yeah.
at what happened at that. Oh, thank you.
And it
Okay,
was funny
yes.
when they flashed back and we were reminded that, Megan is just a big hormonal mess.
Yeah.
And Lydia was just like, I kind of agree with Kelly on this one.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I forgot about Megan in the show entirely. Again, and I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just like, damn, like, what's this girl doing on the show? Like, she's a full-time cast member. It must be frustrating to others. Like in Real Housewives of New Jersey, with friggin' Danielle who can't get on the main opening titles, and she's doing a lot of work over there, as we'll see in the new season. And then this one's getting paid a full contract, and I'm not seeing her
Yeah.
do much. So
Yeah.
It's all babies and the nanny and
yeah, I don't know. It's so odd how these things come together. But this season is we said it last week. It's a mess. I mean, I guess we're lucky to have the
Yeah.
semblance of shows.
I'm just glad it's actually getting somewhere. Like, we had to wait till the end of the episode for, some sort of
Yeah.
reunion.
They tricked me because I was on YouTube and I watched that scene and it looked like something that was in the center of the episode.
Yeah.
And then, like, while we were watching, I was like, "Where is this clip?" And then it's the last 4 minutes.
Another
of the show.
setup episode, unfortunately.
yeah,
We'll
I
get it.
know.
We'll
it's-
have
we
to see
don't
next
need-
week.
Yeah, so Lydia asks all the girls if they hate her, and they all talked about her because they excluded her from the dinner, and then they all played a game on who didn't invite her.
That was kind of funny, actually.
When she tried to get that out of Megan, I feel like Megan didn't really give her a direct answer, like just to kind of confuse her. I think that they know that they can kind of do this to Lydia. It's kind of like in high school when you can pick on that one person.
Yeah.
This is what they did to Lydia, and they did it like in a circle at her party, which has been done by people before. It's just kind of tacky and sad.
Yeah.
I feel
But
bad for
it's
her a
very
I
little
think
bit.
she responded poorly, though. Like, if you you clearly see they're all kind of playing a game with you, I would just be like, you know what? That's fine. I didn't want to go either. Like, play the game right back.
Yeah.
Instead, she just came off kind of insecure. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you know these ladies. You know how they are. They like to mess with you. I don't know. I feel like it could have been something lightened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead, it was just like,
I think she was shook because it was for the first time, like so far in the season, she's been in on all these women and she's been cool with everybody. And for the first time, she felt like an outsider.
Yeah.
She was really the only one that
Yeah.
wasn't there, and Vicki doesn't count.
Yeah, Vicky's, I think Thomas mentioned this, her absence was noted.
Yeah, I mean, the energy of the show, I think people that, if you guys watch the show, when Vicki is not in the scenes, it kind of like, it drops a little level because there's not much that is going on. It's kind of like repetitive stories.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's cool now, which is good, but, what's next, I mean,
I just
alright.
want a casserole at this point myself. I'm hungry.
That's all she's living for, the damn casserole.
Hi, everybody in the live chat. We love that
Yes.
you guys are joining us.
Yes, I'm looking at it now. So, yeah, what else can we say? So Shannon and, and David arrive.
The boat situation. The boat situation with Deco and David.
Well, yeah, that's next. Yeah, so they for whatever reason, Lydia didn't really want to say hello to Shannon and David. I was like, Lynn, don't invite them.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Well, that's the whole thing. Why are you upset about not being invited to dinner? You don't want to hang out with Shannon. You said it yourself. Every time I hang out with you, it's some drama. Then why do you want to go to the dinner?
Yeah. Why is she invited? So, especially if it's so personal for her husband's balls. I mean, please. All right, this is my one thought, and then I'm going to move on to what you were talking about with David and Deco on the deck. But Lydia and Doug, they can now take that boat back and they can just go off now. I'm really done with them for the rest of the season. I don't want to be all negative, but look, I'm done with them.
You know,
we told their story. You know what I mean? He got his vasectomy. That was all that was going on. She's not whispering any friendships to anybody. I'm done.
I think a lot of people would agree with you because I was watching Watch What Happens Live last week, and they were kind of mean to Lydia. Like, most of the calls were very negative, and you can tell that she felt attacked. Did you
Remember
see it? She felt
the
attacked.
chart? Yeah, like, whose side are you on? And then Shannon, of course.
Yeah.
And and she was looking at the camera like, really? You guys are choosing Shannon?
Yeah, I mean, like, they did talk about the magazine. They did talk about her husband's situation, but as far as, like, bringing more out of her, I'm not seeing that. Like, she's mainly being, like, that main person in between this feud between, you know, the two women, but that's really it.
Yeah. I don't know.
The boat party was kind of boring, and Mike Bowen on the live chat said, I was waiting for Luann to show up on the yacht. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with
We
you.
were just talking about Luann.
Yes, when we were watching the episode, I was like, we need Luann up in here just talking about the boat's fabulousness.
I know, with shoes on. Like, I can picture with amazing shoes.
And a hat. And her hat.
At night.
I'm getting married! Woo! I'm on a yacht!
Love it.
Yeah, this yacht party could have used like a little
Oh yeah. Lydia though, I mean, you know, this is what happens, and I think this is the overall thing that happens with a lot of reality shows. I don't know anything. I'm not speaking from any insider knowledge or anything, but I think this is what happens when the network thinks that someone is really well liked and necessary, and then the viewers, and this happens on Big Brother all the time, and it trickles over to Housewives. Like, oh, this person's so popular, we love working with them, we gotta have them on the show, and then it doesn't really work. Someone could say the same thing for like a Carol Razawell. You know, they love her and she's easy to work with. She's best friends with Bethany. But I mean, the average viewer is not that interested anymore.
Yeah, well, she got lucky with Adam, though. That gave her a little more. Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's going to pay off more because now they're not together, right?
At first, when we started the season, I got why they brought Lydia on because she did make a lot of connections. She kind of stirred up a little bit of the drama. So maybe her role on this season is just really to be the mediator, be in the center of it all, and try to connect these people because she's not bringing out a personal story that we're seeing that people can really resonate and like about her. She's just kind of doing, she's more like the producer shoved her in there to do like this work, to shoot with Tamra, to tell Tamra, go with Vicki, to shoot with Vicki, to tell Vicki to go with Tamra, you know?
Like, we're still having to hear about how her mama smokes pot. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
like,
we got it already. She smokes pot.
Thank you. Well said. Done. All right, let's talk about what happened with David. So Shannon and David arrive, and David, they walk over, and Shannon introduces David to Tico, to Tico,
de Gallo, Dico.
Well, what do they call it? Like a crunch name, you know, like the soap couples. They have like their names.
Yes.
And so that's our name, Peggy and Dico. Yes, there you go. Yes. So so she introduced them, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Is this like a conversation they had on the way over where like, I want you to talk with him, see if you can get any other information. I want to know what's going on. I wonder if she put him up to this.
Of course she did.
You think so?
I think it's
Shannon?
possible.
To David?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, she meant, come on. Like, you know, David is very well involved in what's happening. You know, obviously, he talked about it later on the show. He's like, this has been a really hard year for you. Like, obviously, he hears about everything. And he's married to Shannon. You know she's going to be like, I'm just really confused with Peggy, and I want to know. I want to know just directly, because you know how they are.
I think they had a discussion about it because Shannon's very, you know, vocal about what she feels. So she might have talked to him, but I don't think she went there and like planted a seed, like go investigate.
Exactly.
Because I don't think that their marriage is like that anyways right now.
But she was talking about it enough for him to be like, oh, maybe I'll mention it to him.
Well, Dico made it very easy because David walked up the steps and he's like, oh yeah, well, my wife's been going through kind of a tough time, and you know, we've been dealing with things with her health, and so that just opened up the door right there for him to think, oh, what's she all right? Does she have cancer? What's the status?
Yeah, that's one of the things that I feel like if you're gonna be on a reality show, you need to be prepared to share these types of things. So when Peggy was going very, you know, was being very upset in her kitchen. I mean, at the same time, you are on a reality
disgusted.
show. She was disgusted. I know. But, like, you're on a reality show, so you need to be prepared to put your life out there. And if you watch last season or previous seasons, Cancergate is a very huge topic. So I would have hoped that they would have been more prepared for
You
it.
need to know what you're walking into.
Yeah.
Especially the show is 12 seasons in. I mean, you
Even
know.
with all
Yeah.
of that, and even with Deco not fully explaining it correctly or whatever it was, I actually don't care. This girl got her breasts removed. Let's have a little sympathy. Let's move on. Nobody wants a second Cancergate story. Nobody.
No.
And I've been reading.
Yeah.
I have been reading.
Yeah, and it's just so sad because, you know, the procedure itself is just so grueling, and just the steps to go through it for them to even make it a conversation is, you know,
Yeah.
I just feel like they've been on the show for so long that they feel like, oh, this is something else, you know, like you kind of get wrapped into this like story reality idea.
I just feel like they need to be a little compassion, show a little human emotion. And speaking of human emotions and humans, I have something to tell you guys. It's about a new show on ABC called Marvel's Inhumans. Support for this new podcast comes from the astonishing new television series Marvel's Inhumans. On the dark side of the moon, there exists a civilization unlike anything you've ever seen before. People with extraordinary powers and the abilities that make them more human. They're inhuman. Meet Black Bolt, the king of the sound. The king, the sound of his voice can actually destroy a city. Medusa, the queen, whose hair is a living weapon, and Lockjaw, the giant bulldog, who teleports the royals from planet to planet, but now in this treachery, in the form of the Black Bolt's evil's brother, Maximus, he threatens the royal family and their kingdom. This is an epic family drama.
Wow.
You need to join in. This is a real fight for their future, and you need to join this epic family drama as the two brothers they battle to claim the throne.
when does this air?
Yeah.
Marvel's Inhumans airs this Friday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Definitely check it out, everybody.
Inhumans.
It's good.
Marvel's
I love the
Inhumans.
concept.
Well, getting back to the show, I want to clarify just for those who do actually care. I feel like we have to say it. Like, what was said about Peggy's, what happened to Peggy was she had a mass removed, and then only 3 millimeters of that mass was cancerous. So technically, if that is a true statement, she had it, but it was minimal and preventative. And it's so hard to wrap my mind around it. I
Charlie
mean,
in charge in the chat would agree with you because he says between Peggy and her hubby, neither one of them explained the cancerous cells that were found properly. People will get confused.
yeah.
Yeah, people are confused, but I think, like honestly, like I said it, like I think because of the Cancergate story last season, I don't think people care that much.
No.
Yeah.
No, they're grasping. I mean, they really are grasping
Yeah,
at this.
exactly.
If I were
No one's
them,
checking
I
for
would
the
have done
storyline.
like a party or something just to have all the women be there and to like rally for Peggy and talk about it one time, get out of the way.
Yeah. Bring in
And-
like a chart.
Bring
Here's
your
a
medical
diagram.
records. Bring
Here's
your
a
medical
diagram.
records.
So we took this out, and in
Oh, thank you,
this
Charlie.
was this. So I feel like she needs to figure that out. But she doesn't understand. Is it now in this part of the episode is where she learns something new about American culture. She does not know what a snip gift is, nor a push present.
Nor peanut gallery.
Yes. Tamra tells Peggy that she handled herself really well when they had that back and forth when she was up against Kelly at the dinner in the previous episode, and that Tamra felt bad for not standing up for Peggy, and she, like we kind of recognized last week on this show, Game recognizes Game. So they had a little bit of a moment. Is this all just so Tamra can
Oh, God.
permeate that wall towards Vicki? I mean, is that
It's
what this is?
Tamra playing both sides of the fence, Grant. I mean, who just wakes up and the next day like, you know what? I felt really bad that I didn't stick up for you. Like, really? Like, come on. You're playing both sides of the fence. Like, if you really felt that way, you would have said something. You were sipping your champagne, whatever. And I can handle myself. That's what I would
Yeah,
have said.
I can understand if it was calculated. I wouldn't be. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I'm
think,
saying. I can
yeah.
understand it because it's definitely within the realm of possibility with Tamra. Sorry. it
Yeah,
is.
Tamara is definitely the queen of strategy with the Real Housewives, and
Well said.
I can get that she felt bad the day after because, you know, she is kind of but playing both sides of the fence, like what Charlie says.
I mean, I believe her that she did wake up and she's like, ugh, maybe we were shitty. But it still is playing both sides of the fence, which way you want to look at it or not. She's still playing both sides of the fence. She didn't stick up for her, and then the next day she was like, that was wrong of us.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell with Tamra too that she's ready to be friends with Vicki, and I'm sorry if her friendship with Shannon, if something happens in that situation, we gotta fix the main root of it, which is them two first, and then we can figure Shannon out, because you can tell Tamra wants to make amends with Vicki and she's over it, and the whole Eddie Gay story is just done.
Yes.
Like they're both ready to, you know, move on, but Shannon is definitely the one that's kind of holding them back. But I think Vicki will come around with Shannon as well. I think Vicki just wants to be happy, and we see that.
Oh, Vicki broke my heart tonight.
It's sad.
Kelly went after Peggy with a snake purse. This is like my most favorite moment of the show because it was so ridiculous. When her in her interview look was like going after the purse.
Kelly,
I don't get it. What was the threat?
Kelly has those little comedic geniuses moments where, you know, like the licking of the glass and the blowing of the glass. This time it was
She's
sticking
doing
that
all
purse.
the work. Yeah, Kelly's doing a lot of work this season.
But I get it. I'm terrified of snakes. Like, I'm super scared of snakes. I wouldn't want to touch it. The texture would freak me out. Peggy, I get it, girl.
Oh,
She said even if Tom Ford had snake print, she wouldn't be into it. So
Exactly.
that's when you know.
Yeah, I guess that's when you know.
That's totally accurate, Thomas.
So Doug goes in for his vasectomy. Lydia's FaceTiming her mom. And then there's a montage of all these golf balls getting hit all over Orange County. Someone was thinking, editing that in. I liked that. I picked up on that. So then Kelly is getting a colonic, and Vicki, I wrote Vicki's coming to watch. I'm like, why does she have to come to
She
this?
always comes to watch.
She does.
At least she participated. this
She was a
time.
participant tonight.
And made me think, like, how much is it need? You know what I mean? You think about these things. Like, is it necessary to get these? What do you think?
Yes, it is necessary. And you know what? When you are dealing with a lot of stress and you do get a colonic, lots of colors come out of you. Stress is like green and black. Like all of that is toxicity that's been built up in you, and you're releasing it. Can you tell?
Yeah.
It comes
I
with a
have
color code when
experience.
you walk in.
I have gotten a colonic
I just
before.
don't understand where it goes up to your intestines. Is that what it is?
No,
Is it
well,
your
no.
intestines?
So what's happening is it only goes in like a couple inches, but the water pressure is what's filling your colon up,
Okay.
and you push it out. It's not actually shooting up there.
sounds
It's
kinda
gently,
private.
It's gently filling your stomach, and that's why they massage your stomach to kind of break everything up, and you gently push.
It sounds very private. Like
It
I have a
is.
shy
You're basically
bladder.
taking a dump in front of
I was
somebody.
gonna say that. So, how does this feel? Like, is it like is it like something you never want to get done again, or is it
No.
No,
like
people do this like
All the time.
all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I've
it's
only
not-
gotten it done once, but I do want to go again. I'm looking for a colonic buddy. Thomas,
Groupon.
let's go together, Bo. Grant, you joining?
Yeah, I mean, if I can get invited, yeah, I'm good. I'm okay with missing out on
Thomas-
an
Oh,
invite to a colonic, and especially a Groupon one. I don't want to go to one that's
Groupon.
like I'm last in ago, so
I
I want to
had-
go like a nice one.
I had all sorts of colors come out of me. Green, black. I mean, I was stressed, obviously. I felt amazing, you know, lost like 5 or 6 pounds.
I was gonna say it must flatten you out,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Like you literally feel just flushed out. You know what I mean? Like you just, but technically you're supposed to go 3 times in that month to really get flushed out. Like you don't really get it in the first session. I know. I've only went once too,
Yeah.
but you know,
You
I'm
missed the
actually-
last session.
Oh, you know what? I've been twice. I did it in Vegas and I did it here in California.
What a thing to do on vacation.
Yes.
I love
Then
it.
hit the buffet.
I don't want to get dirty, actually. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Well,
Next topic.
so yeah, apparently they have some interesting sites getting their stuff done. Who cares? I don't know, weird. So Vicki brings her medical records along to prove that she did in fact have influenza B.
Hilarious. Hilarious, a little desperate, a little desperado, but I don't blame ya.
Well, she's doing it with the sole intention of getting that casserole. Can somebody give this woman a casserole,
Please.
please?
Yes. We'll
What
give you one if
kind?
you come here, Vicky.
Yeah, I know. I'll make one over the
Exactly.
weekend.
Everybody
Vicky-
tweet Vicki Gunvalson in the chat room and tell her to visit us.
I
at
don't even want to
AfterBuzz.
get into this, but I have been trying to get Vicky. I don't know what it's going to take. I think we are going to have to make a casserole. What kind?
Yeah.
What kind do you want, baby? Let us know.
Well, we should mobilize too. I mean, we've got a great loyal group of people who are still watching this show and watching our show. So I
yeah,
mean, if you want her
exactly.
to come on, you know, like tweet her, let us know. You can just, if you don't want to tweet her directly, you can retweet us. We'll be, you know, trying to
Now, tweet her
get this
directly.
going.
Charlie
Yeah.
in charge, come on. Mike Bowman, tweet Vicky. Tell her to come on AfterBuzz and set the record straight. Go in there and talk about Tamra. Go in there and talk about Shannon.
Yeah.
Let's lay it all on the table, baby.
And tell her that we're not paying for any cost services.
I'll come get you. We'll do a carpool karaoke. It'll be good.
So then Vicki gets all melodramatic here.
I know.
She's going to be dying of a broken heart because she's had divorces and Brooks and Tamra.
I believed her though.
Really? I thought this was also a little calculating on her end too.
It is a little bit.
It is calculated.
Because here's the thing. We're 13 episodes in, and she is literally still the lonely one. And even though you're the OG of the OC, and even though you've been on the show for a while, if you're not being able to film with any of the cast members, I mean, it does create a huge problem for yourself.
Obviously, it's hurting her feelings. I believed her. I mean, I do believe it's calculated and all that stuff. And she's like, oh, I want it. But I do believe her. Like, we all want it to be over. I'm sure she really does too.
Yeah.
She's like,
They
I'm
had so
tired
much
of this.
fun. Yeah.
Production must be going through hell this season because these women have guarantees that they have to be on so many episodes. And I'm sure Vicki has one of the most strong ironclad guarantees.
And they're just avoiding it.
Yeah, and so it's like last week she was on for that one moment with Kelly, and it was like, I mean, I guess that counts. She was on the show, but I mean, it's like it must be really difficult because they won't film with her. So how is she supposed to get these guarantees done?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it must be a mess to produce. So she feels smothered, and she just wants to be happy, and this is all leading towards the end, which we'll talk about. With the
She wants to be loved.
phone call.
Don't we all want to be loved?
know, right?
Vicki.
So then Shannon and her mom, Pat, get together for Easter. And Pat lives in Nashville, so they don't see each other very often. But Shannon, we learn that she's very afraid to get a blood test done, which is something you need to be doing to make sure everything's going on. And she needs to check her hormones. Like, that could only help her in her journey towards good health.
I think she needs somebody to point her in the right direction because she's so, like, in her ways. But I'm glad that her mom was there to say, get this checked. And I feel like if I knew Shannon, I would say the same thing. You have to feel good about your body, yourself, and, like, your mental state to really do anything. Like, if you decide to, like, jump to different things, it doesn't work that way.
I think that's what her mom was saying. She was just like kind of hinting at that fact, like, you know what, you need to get it together and maybe start with yourself and internally. And maybe if the doctor goes, look, you're actually pretty healthy, it might motivate you to be like, all right, it's all me. I need to actually get to working out, get to doing it.
Yeah, I need like a pat in my life. I need someone to set me straight. I get in my own way about different things. I need some. I could use some
Pat, come
guidance.
down
Yeah, I could use some guidance at the moment. So I was kind of glad to see her guide her daughter, who really needs some guidance. And so, what can I say? So she then starts talking about how David was. She feels that David is just disgusted with her and writing her off and the marriage off. And then she talks about how it's a similar pattern that she's living her life as her mother and father did, but they used to fight, and then there was infidelity, and she stayed with him until the kids went to college. And, you know,
I'm sympathetic just because
I am sympathetic.
people deal with that all the
that's
time.
what she saw, you know, like almost like word for word as her
Exactly.
marriage is. So I get it, and her kids are not at college age. But like I predicted on this show, I don't think she will initiate nor file for divorce.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No. And I did feel bad for her during that second, but then it just all went south, and I just didn't feel bad for her. But before we get into that, the shrimp tacos look amazing. And
Yes. I wanted a plate.
I know! Those beans and that grilled shrimp.
And the way her daughter, like, made I think she even made a burrito.
She straight up made a burrito. She's like, I'm not making a taco, I'm making a burrito.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she said that her mom like embraced David after the affair, and she wants them to work it out, and she wants them to be together. And then they're sitting down, and Shannon talks about a story how she got gas and knocked a big light over, and that's when David says, "Oh, well, you know, you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth." And
seeing that moment
it
really
goes
makes
south
you
quick.
like, yeah, it really makes you go into what Shannon talks about, how their marriage isn't in a good place, because if he's willing to do that on camera, he's really keeping it real. I'm sure they've had these dysfunctions before, and you can tell how insecure and like sad Shannon is when she gets attacked by her husband that way. So
He just is lashing out. He's just
he just doesn't care too much about the
doesn't.
camera. But
I mean,
he just doesn't care in general. He's done. He's fed up.
Well, Shannon clarifies that she did work, but she did come from means, and the husband keeps going on, and even their daughter was like, "Stop!" Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, Dad, we
talking.
get it. Because he brought up a
Yeah.
friend. He's like, you know what? Actually, didn't your friend say you have a silver spoon? And she's like, geez, like,
Like it was almost a joke, but it was like one of those jokes that was going too far.
Yeah, it's a lot of tit for tat with these people, and that's not healthy.
Especially on
that
Easter
can be avoided.
Sunday.
Just exactly.
It's just not a day to do it.
I get it. It's just a clear path.
Yeah.
To not
destruction.
Good. It's not good.
So Shannon disagrees with the whole thing, and then what it really came down to is Shannon disagrees that their daughters do not know of any other way of life other than privilege. So she took offense to that somehow, which I guess was maybe, I'm sure to her, was some type of mothering insult.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
So that's what it came down to there.
I mean, I don't think he's wrong. These kids grew up in Orange County. Like, how many kids in Orange County like really do know about? I mean, come on.
They had a basketball court in their old house with their last name in the wood. I mean, I didn't have that.
Exactly.
I grew up pretty well off my own, but I didn't have that level.
You know
of
what?
wealth.
Before the house is built, I want to install crystals. Come on.
Yeah.
Privileged.
Yeah.
Privileged.
But the thing is with Shannon too is that she's very sensitive. So if David was kind of joking with that joke, maybe if their marriage was in a better place, it would have been like a tongue-in-cheek, fun joke. But I think because they're in such a bad place, it comes off like everything that David's saying is attacking her. So
even
I feel bad for her.
I get that. You know, I can relate to Shannon when you're down and out, and like I'm very sensitive right now to things. You know, so I feel like I couldn't have a conversation like that where it would just be like, yeah, all right, we're like having a good laugh. I feel like I'm a little sensitive, so I get her. She's very sensitive. This one's very raw and emotional, and like, you know, maybe, you know, she's all over the place. So I do get what your point is, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're just not in that place where they can really throw
It's not a
around
good place to be. Nobody wants to be there, and I've been in that spot too, where, you know, your like relationship, especially in front of other people, you're like, you can't hide it. You're like, this is bad. But that's when you go home and you go, it's out of control. You're clearly lashing out at me. I mean, you're even giving me insults that my friends have given me. Like, clearly you need to take a week off. Why don't you just go spend the night at your friend's house or something?
Yeah.
Something that does excite me about Shannon's storyline is the business that she's creating, because I think that's going to be interesting for me to see. It's going to be interesting to see how supportive David is, what the place is going to look like. Like, she knows that she needs to create something for herself, and I think that is going to be something that is going to interest viewers, because it's going to be like, oh, Shannon has like a thing going on.
Is he part of it though?
I don't know if it's going to be this season, but if it's not, I think for next season, that'll be something that she'll bring.
He even made a jab about that. He said, well, you know, we're not the ones only opening a national restaurant chain.
So he's part of it. And from that kind of comment, wouldn't that give you the impression that he's doing all the work?
I wonder. I mean,
or he's not on board with. He's clearly doesn't.
He's
seem
clearly
like he's on
writing
board.
checks as an investor.
They're clearly having
he's skin in the game.
issues. They're clearly having issues.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's to the point now where they might need some distance.
Yeah.
Yes, there was. David mentioned about the restaurant.
Yeah, in the chat, they want to know if there was a mention. Yes, so.
A quick one.
Yeah, very quick, just as jab. Going over to Peggy's house, she's really upset.
Disgusted.
Yes, that's the word.
Disgusted.
3 syllables.
But then she couldn't even say it. She said disgusted or something that. Oh, Peggy.
Someone in the chat did say that Armenians do not talk about cancer, so.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
This is just.
I mean, you're on the wrong show.
It's such a sensitive topic, and I felt bad for her. But at the same time, again, you're on a reality show. This is your reality, and if your husband is gonna bring it up, be prepared for people to ask you questions. Like, if Deco didn't mention it at all, then we wouldn't be in this place where she would be disgusted. So it's a fine line.
He's creating drama.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I gave my report on her last week, but I don't really like that Deco very much.
You don't?
I
thought you were gonna like him.
No, I kind of, I don't know. I don't have the best vibes.
Is he like a Peter Thomas, like getting in ladies' business?
Yes.
A little bit, but I don't know if he's as much of a nice guy as he comes across. I feel like I know those types of people. I feel like
agree
he
with
might
Grant.
be a little bit douchey. Maybe.
I
I don't
agree
know
with
him.
Grant.
I don't know him, but I think he might be a little douchey in real life.
Hello, he wanted to wear boat shoes, like Louboutin boat shoes, on a boat.
Louboutin.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, this is his lifestyle and the way he.
I'm just clearly jealous I
was
don't
it?
have them.
Someone, I think it was a oh god, I want to shout out the right person, but I don't want to get anyone in trouble either. But I got a DM And it was a
Sliding in Grant's DMs.
Slide in there.
no one's in there. It's like freaking
Slide in
Lian Locken. It's like someone trying to get me to like buy something, and like just like some friends, some of my Twitter friends, but no one, nothing serious. Anyway, so I got this screenshot, and it was how someone was at an event. It was for a birthday party, and I'm paraphrasing all of this, and it could be alleged, but it's from a screenshot. Do with this information as you will. But they said that he was there, and they're taking pictures of their son for his birthday, and he was like, "Move out of my way, woman, move, bitch," and like he like moved her out of the way of the Deco to his wife, allegedly. Apparently, in this moment,
Move,
and
bitch.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? We have so. If you, I mean, in their
We should invite
defense,
Peggy and Deco to come here.
yeah. After I called him a douche. If you want to come to the couch,
Come to the couch, Deco.
Yeah,
Peggy
but
is
look,
on IG Live very frequently.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, in their defense, like I was just gonna say, you know, we are given so few moments of actually them every week, so I really don't know these people. This is just what I'm gathering and surmising
And they're all
by
invited
being
to
in this
come.
game for a long time. So
Yeah.
I just feel like that's just my vibe on him. I could be totally wrong.
You're entitled to your vibe, Grant.
Yeah.
Don't
So
mess up his vibe.
So Vicki tells Steve that she regrets inviting Ricky to the birthday party. Okay, that's out of the way. I feel like she's just checking all these boxes to fix her
Exactly.
image, you know? So Steve, do you remember Steve has a smile on his face the whole time he's on camera? Like every time he talks to her, it's not something serious. He's just like, yeah, I really think you should talk to Vicki.
Serious. I don't think he takes it serious. He's like,
It's
this
still
is so silly.
it's so new to me to still see Vicki with a new guy, like,
I know.
and not it be Brooks. I mean, I know we're seasons past it, but when I see him, I'm like, he's just so different. He's so
awesome.
relaxed.
Right.
He's so perfect for her, and
is.
I really hope that Vicki and Tamra get their friendship back on track.
Yeah, those are some of the longest played out scenes of them,
Yeah.
whether the gym, and then, you know, we had to watch Lydia work out for all this stuff. I'm like, okay, like, let's just get to the point, you know? It was a little
Yeah.
drawn out. We
It was
knew
the
that
longest
the call was
setup
coming.
episode ever, but they gave us a little gold at the end. Tamra's reaction,
She's excited.
she's excited. She wants her friend back. Girl, quit playing.
Yeah, seriously. And Shannon, I know, like, I can't wait till they go to their Ireland. Where do they go? Not
Iceland.
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 Yeah, when we see them all at the table together and Vicky's in front of Shannon and next to Tamra, like those are the best episodes for me. OC is just so dark right now. I'm not liking how dark it's getting.
Yeah, someone said on Twitter that they broke up, but there's no truth to that, so.
Yeah, I did read about it a couple weeks ago, but then Vicki posted on her Instagram letting everybody know, guys, he's just been out of town for a couple days. Relax. Like, we're good. We're solid, and I'm happy. I hope she doesn't mess up things with Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to, like, really honestly, like, I don't want to come up with breakup rumors about someone that, like, Vicki, who's so starved for love and all that. And these people are of a certain age. Leave them alone. You know what I mean? Don't make it up. If they're together, let them be.
Kelly and Michael did get divorced.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
And
saw
Kelly
that.
filed for divorce, right?
Yeah, are they formally divorced or did they just file? I don't remember.
I think they just
Kelly
filed. Yeah.
She's really fed up, so she's been very
I
vocal
actually,
lately.
yeah, I know her quotes were very like out there. It's not like a
let's take a
PR
look.
type of quote.
Yeah,
that would
she's
come out.
basically saying, I am done with the marriage. I've been done. It's a long time coming. Like, I'm done.
I actually thought
Wow.
that it was like a different way because when he went with her through her surgery, I thought like they were on a
sweet.
better page.
Yeah,
So when
it
she
seemed-
filed, it kind of shocked me.
When they were doing that whole plaster of Paris all over her boobs, it seemed to be like more like friends, though. To me, that
Really?
vibe. Yeah,
Oh.
that's kind of what I got from it. Like they were on good terms at that point, just friendly. But I mean, I guess things. I mean, that was months ago, so yeah.
I don't know. I
looking
just
for
feel,
now.
even though obviously they were not well together, they didn't do good together, and Kelly mentioned several times that, you know, he can get really psycho. But like, part of me was still rooting for them just because of the
Yeah.
chemistry on camera. I kind of liked it. But
Yeah, me too.
to each his own. You know what I mean? So if Kelly's happier without him, good for you, Kelly. Come on the couch and talk about it. All the housewives are invited to AfterBuzz
Yes.
TV. The door is always welcome for you guys. Come set the record straight. Even Tamra. We want Tamra in here.
Yes, everybody.
Yeah, this one's going off on Twitter. This Kelly.
What is she saying now?
Kelly Dodd.
Yeah, just about some journalist like, "You're the dumbest F in the world."
Oh.
Before you write this.
Yeah, I know exactly who she's talking about.
Oh yeah.
Follow us on Twitter, and you'll get the best, juiciest gossip.
All of the tea.
Yep.
I always tweet things if I see something come up, even about another city, like stuff all about going on in Atlanta.
I did see your Twitter like a few days ago about you talked about Atlanta and the whole fake news about all that.
Yeah, well, I really go into it deeply on the episode 71 of Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk. I really talk about Kenya and what's going on. There's a lot of drama over there. We're talking about behind the scenes stuff, contracts, alleged attorneys going on. I mean, it's.
Did you guys notice? Sorry, we're going off topic, but did you see Phaedra part of the trailer?
Was she like picking something up
with her kid? Right?
Yeah,
yeah.
That was
I caught that for a second. I'm like, that's Phaedra Parks.
Yeah,
she's in there somewhere.
She's been begging for her part back. Begging to be back on the show.
They say that she'll be on allegedly. I don't know.
We'll
that
see.
one scene showed that it was her.
Yeah.
So
I thought so. It wasn't any of the others. So I was like, I don't know. But if you want to know more about that, listen to Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk. We talked about it. I kind of went through the weeds and pulled out the big stuff. Whether if she quit, was she fired? You know, who the hell knows? So I don't know about that Kenya. I don't know. But anyway, back to OC. That's what people want to hear about. Next week, we are getting Deco confronting Shannon, or the other way around, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Was it?
They're at an event.
Involving himself more than he should.
Yeah, but where was Peggy? Why isn't she there, sitting next to her husband to say, you know what, this is a no-go. You can't have your husband talk about my. If it's that serious, it has to be a husband-wife team effort.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just really excited about next week, and I really hope that they open up with Vicki and Tamra. That's what we need. We need Vicki and Tamra to be back together, and I really hope it happens next week.
They're so awkward together, too, because they don't know how to react with each other after all these years.
I feel like they want to laugh. Doesn't it look like they just want to laugh and be like, ugh,
because, like, Tamra's like, what's up? Like, okay, after all this time. But, like, the best episodes of OC are when they're together. Like, honestly, like, those are the best episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they can resolve things. I think Shannon has, you know, talked about her problems with Vicki for so long that they need to talk it out too after this. I just wish that all the women could just squash it. I mean, we can still have drama, but the fact that the show is so, you know, devised and so divided.
I just wish we could all get along like we used to in middle school. I just wish I could bake a cake out of rainbow and smiles. It's from Mean Girls. Sorry.
Yes, it was a very Mean Girl episode, especially on that boat.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like whatever we get with these resolutions and all of this is all screwed up because it's all a mess on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
and
the social media definitely ruins it.
Yeah, I mean, they're all back at each other's throats worse than they are in these episodes. So that's why it all really comes down to the reunion. And I'm waiting to get to the road to the reunion. When do these ladies tape the reunion? Usually that's out there. We haven't seen anything for it yet.
I haven't seen anything, which means that there must be more juicy episodes to come. So stay tuned.
Yes. And then maybe we could do a reenactment or two here of some previous moments from the reunions that we usually pull out. Yes. So, well, you guys can keep up with us. Let us know your thoughts on this episode. And we want to know about what you think about David's involvement in this now questioning of cancer. Was he set up by Shannon, or was he just in the right place at the right time? Who knows? Let us know. Lian, where can we find you and what do you want to promote?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollywoodLian. Send me a DM or send me a tweet. And yeah, I'm excited.
Hey guys, I'm Thomas Orlina. Now that you're done with our after show, go on YouTube, go on your app, go type in Your Time with Thomas, check out my YouTube show. It's super fun, and you can find me everywhere online at Thomas Orlina.
Yes, and if you are interested in Judge Judy, listen to my episode of Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk, because we have an inside look at what goes on behind the scenes over there. It's actually really interesting. And you guys can find me here talking about the Real Housewives of Dallas, Grant's Rants Hollywood Talk podcast, at It's Grant's Rants on Twitter. We'll be back. Give our regards to Blake, and we'll be back next week to talk about more madness going on.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.